What's up everyone, Mitesh here, and I've had my Pixel 3a for about a week now, and in this video I want to give you guys some of my first impressions of it coming from a OnePlus 6T. And we gotta start off this video by talking about something that I noticed right away as soon as I got the phone out of the box, and that is the fact that the bezel on the bottom of the phone is larger than the bezel at the top of the phone. Now, there's not a huge deal with this, at least it's not a huge deal for me, but it is something that I noticed right away, and it may bother some of you out there. It also is a little weird since the Pixel 3 does have symmetrical bezels, but yeah, it's something that I hadn't heard anybody mention before, so I had to just, let you guys know about it. Now, what's even more surprising is the fact that they didn't use this larger bottom bezel for a front-firing speaker. Instead, they chose to have a bottom-firing one. I'm not really sure what the logic behind that choice was, but I'm not too upset about it because the speakers on this phone sound outstanding. The soundstage on this phone is so much better than my Pixel 2. Like, the sound is clearer, it's louder, and it's way better than the OnePlus 6T, which just has a single bottom firing speaker. I really like dual speakers, and these are some of the best that I've tested so far. And the speakers paired with this display make for an awesome YouTube watching experience. The display is OLED, which I was not expecting at this price point, but it is really nice display. It's got some really great vibrant colors, and it gets plenty bright for me. I've used this thing outside in full sunlight. I've had no problems with it, but I have heard others complain that it's not as bright as the Galaxy S10 or the iPhone XS. But then again, this is a $400 phone. And 1080p is plenty of resolution at this size, and even the one in my OnePlus 6T has a 1080p display, and it's way bigger than this is. Which, by the way, I am so happy that I went with the smaller Pixel 3a. After using it for a while, I realized how much I don't like the size of the OnePlus 6T. For me, 5.7-inch display that's on here is the perfect size, plenty of screen for most things, and you can actually hold it comfortably in one hand without getting uncomfortable. Now, I know that's not for everybody. For me personally, I'm just glad I have a choice with a Pixel phone to get a smaller one. I hate the fact that OnePlus just keeps making their phones bigger, but I guess that's just me. Other people seem to like it. Moving on from the screen, let's talk about the other side of phones. So this is my first plastic phone since the Galaxy Nexus, and it's fine. It feels totally fine. I get that people like premium materials like glass and metal, but honestly, my phone is going to live in a case most of the time anyway, so I don't care what it's made out of. Like most people's phones, it's gonna live inside of a case, so it doesn't matter. Now, if it helps take some of the cost off, I'm fine with the plastic phone. At least the back won't shatter, though the screen might, so seriously, use a case. While we're on the back side, we gotta talk about the fingerprint reader. Guys, I love having a rear-mounted fingerprint reader. Maybe I'm just really used to it. Or maybe I'm just not someone who tries to use their phone when it's flat on the thing, but having a rear-mounted fingerprint sensor, a real physical sensor, a capacitive sensor, is so much better than an in-display sensor. Those things are just slower. This thing is just instantaneous. As soon as you put your finger on it, it's unlocked and ready to use. And when I'm taking it out of my pocket, my finger just lands there naturally. So I really don't have a problem with this. Maybe some of you out there, if you would rather have a fingerprint reader on the front, that in-display would work better, but for me personally, this rear one works just fine. Now, while we're talking about some things that I've given up with my OnePlus 6T, let's talk about this thing right here. This is a headphone jack, you guys. It's a phone in 2019 with a headphone jack. And you know what? I don't use it that much. I've used it like twice so far since I've gotten the phone, but I think it's absolutely great for the times that I do need it. Next up, let's talk about the main reason that people get this phone, and that is for the cameras. From my limited testing so far, this is the real deal. It's a pixel camera in a budget phone, and it takes some amazing pictures with both the front and the rear cameras, and honestly, I forgot how good the pictures can be with a Pixel phone. And I can see why most people still say it's the best overall for pictures. Now, video on the other hand is just okay. I still need to do some more testing, but I will say the audio recording sounds much better than on my Pixel 2. And finally, I want to finish off this video by talking about performance, as this is the one thing that you're really giving up when you're going with this Pixel 3a versus a Pixel or any other Android phone. And to be perfectly honest, I haven't really noticed much of a difference between this and my Pixel and my OnePlus 6T. I mean, I haven't really used them comparing them right next to each other. I haven't seen how fast the OnePlus 6T opens an app versus the Pixel 3a, but from going from one device to another every once in a while, the experience feels mostly the same. I do occasionally have a little bit of a slowdown when I'm doing a whole bunch of things at once on the Pixel 3a, but it hasn't gotten to the point where it's frustrating yet. I still need to do a lot more testing, so definitely I will have a much more thorough review of the performance in the full video. But yeah, with that, that is pretty much it for this video. I will be doing more videos on the cameras and of course a full review, so make sure you guys are subscribed and have notifications turned on so you guys don't miss those. But as always, like this one if you liked it, subscribe if you guys loved it, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye!